Yeah, that's still sitting in the garage collecting dust. Not collecting dust, though. Good Old Time Racing Association heat race number 1.
Well, sitting out there looks like the number 2. That would be Dennis Proskachil. The 40, and I believe that is none other than John Rath.
Larry Proskachil outside of row number 1 and the 92. That'll be Johnny Orlowski to his outside as we're clean and green. Good Old Time Racing Association heat race.
Yeah, they just put a little water on the corners there, so it might be a little slip to the grip there. I think the 88 might be Darren Adamy.
Lap number 1 going to go to the 2 of Dennis Proskachil. Good racing behind him. About a 4-car battle there for second on back. Boy, your leader, Proskachil, is absolutely gone in this one.
It's like, oh, look out.
Problems.
Oh, look out. Oh, you don't want to do that. All the radiator went. Johnny Orlowski. Yeah, that's one thing about this. You do not absolutely want to wreck any of these cars.
No, just the fact of trying to find sheet metal or just the old style body panels, good luck.
Beat you. So we got Dennis, Larry,
and Gary.
So there we go.
I don't know if this has ever happened before where you have literally the same family finishing the race all together. We'll see what it turns out, as it'll be the 2 of Dennis jumping out to the early lead here after the restart.
Larry's in second, Gary's in third.
Down the backstretch, single file we go. Oh, a little loose there in the 88 of Gary Proskachil. He's going to lose a little bit of ground there as the top 2 start to pull away there just a little bit.
Dennis Proskachil, Larry Proskachil, Gary Proskachil, 1, 2, and 3. Definitely a family affair.
Yeah. Tell you what, I do love the iron that they got out there. Kind of a few different style coupes out there. Not for sure what even the make of some of these cars are, but I love the paint schemes, especially the orange and kind of cream color on the 12 out there, as now we might have a race for the lead with 2 to go, Jimmy.
Well, actually, if you look at that color scheme, that's about the same way their Midwest Classic stock cars look like.
Reminds me of orange creamsicle down there.
Yeah. Dennis Proskachil with the lead, Larry Proskachil in second, Gary Proskachil in third. The white flag is out, 1 lap to go.
1 to go. Dennis jumped out to the early lead in this one on lap 1. He has not looked back since, as he'll take him down the backstretch one final time. Good Old Time Racing Association heat race number 1 through 3 and 4. One final time. The battle of the Proskachils gonna go to the 2 of Dennis Proskachil. Give it up for him off at turn 4.
Larry Proskachil will finish in second. Gary will finish.
Oh, look out.
A distant third. Kicking up some dust.
Victory Lane Donuts early tonight.
There you go. Gary said, you see that? Skill. That's skill right there.
Yeah. Well, race fans, as he comes off at turn number 4, give it up for the 2, Dennis Proskachil.
Looks like outside of him, big bro, the Pat Adamy.
There you go, inside of row number 2. Can't quite make out the number. I believe that's James Sylvester, maybe? Oh, no.
Terry Price, maybe.
Oh, that might be Terry Price. Okay, with the 1 of John Orlowski Jr., my favorite paint scheme of the whole weekend outside row 2.
34 of Larry Therier from Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Jimmy. I think that's Terry Price inside row number 2. So 5 cars set to go distance here. Heat race number 2 of your GOTRAs.
Carol Adamy brings him to turn 4. Billy says, let's go racing. Oh, now you look at this. Yep. And you notice all 5 of these cars, about the same body style. 3 wide, Therier, Adamy, and Orlowski.
Good racing off of turn number 4. Orlowski's going to go way top shelf. Look out, boy, he was close to that outside guardrail. As they'll work into 1 and 2. It's the Adamys, 1 and 2. Excuse me, going to get shuffled back there. Oh, look out, 1 going around. That's the 34 of Larry Therier, and hopefully he can keep her lit.
Well, we're waiting. Tick, 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 tick. Billy's looking at him, and he's moving. He's moving. Yep, I think he got her around. The green's going to stay out. Carol Adamy, Pat Adamy, Then it's going to be the 44 of Terry Price, John Orlowski Jr., and Larry Therier.
Here comes the 98 of Pat Adamy looking to the inside. It's the battle of the brothers. How about back-to-back heat races of brothers battling it out? And here it comes. We got a new leader.
Pat Adamy, Carol Adamy, John Orlowski Jr. Then it is Terry Price and Larry Therier. 2 sticks up, 2 to go. It is Pat Adamy.
And he is starting to check out for the rest of the field. He's got about a 3-car length advantage over Carroll. Johnny Orlowski Jr. back in that 3rd spot. Terry Price rounding out your top 4 as they make their way through 3 and 4.
Well, the big white bed sheet's going to come hanging out for Pat Adamy, Carol Adamy, and then it's going to be John Orlowski Jr., Terry Price, and Larry Therier. Down the backstretch, Pat Adamy.
And here comes to the inside Price, inside of Orlowski. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. One final time, though, picking up the win, the 98, Pat Adamy. Carroll's going to come home second. That'll be Price, Orlowski Jr., and Therier rounding out your order.
So your winner from Columbus, driving the 98, that's the Pat Adamy.
And Jimmy, looks like we'll have one more Good Old Time Racing Association heat race, and I believe after this, the Facebook preview is going to end. So once again, race fans watching online on the Facebook page for Advantage Racing TV, if you love what you're seeing here tonight, we've got a lot more racing action. Over 130 cars making their way through the pit gates tonight. Modified, sport mods, stock cars, hobby stocks, and GOTRAs in action here tonight.
And then the 7L, that is the 77L, Chris Lubitsky. And the 55, that belongs to none other than Jim Thompson. Thompson wrecked that car. He had to actually fix it. He had to do the paint, everything on the door. Yep. Let's go racing.
Triggs will take the green flag as they work 2 by 2 behind him into 1 and 2. Triggs hung at the bottom side. Workmeister going to follow him around. Those are your top 2 cars. Door working the top shelf as they'll go into 3 and 4.
Jeff Triggs, Bob Workmeister, Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy, Chris Lubitsky, Jim Thompson. But into turn number 1, it is the trigger, Jeff Triggs.
Triggs down the backstretch now. Here comes Dorr back to the outside. Boy, he's running the same line Orlowski Jr. was running in the last heat race. Dangerously close to the outside guardrail, but he's getting it to go on the 7-11 up to second.
Man, they're hooking and booking. Let me tell you, Jeff Triggs, Daryl Dorr, then it's Bob Workmeister, Darren Adamy, Chris Lubitsky, and then, of course, none other than the 55 of Jim Thompson.
Boy, Darren Adamy running the same line that Dorr was in turn 4, and he is right behind him. Orlowski still trying to get that middle lane to come in, but Triggs out front in the 58 has checked out for the rest of the field.
Jeff Triggs, Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy, Bob Workmeister, Chris Lubitsky, Jim Thompson. 2 sticks up, 2 to go for the trigger, Jeff Triggs.
2 to go this time, as Jimmy said. Adamy now back to the outside of Dorr. Now Workmeister's going to switch up his lane. He'll go top shelf in 1 and 2. But down the backstretch, Adamy and Dorr battling for that second spot. Adamy going to the inside of 3 and 4. Dorr still up top off of 4. Triggs will take the white flag. 1 to go.
Oh, Daryl Dorr clear up to here. Here comes Adamy. Here comes Workmeister. Dorr back to 4th. As we go down the backstretch for the final time, it is Jeff Triggs into turn number 3. He's not going to be touched. From Wayne, Nebraska will be Jeff Triggs, followed by Darren Adamy, Bob Workmeister, Daryl Dorr, Chris Lubitsky, Jim Thompson. So your winner from Wayne, Nebraska, driving a 58, he's called the Trigger. That is Jeff Triggs.
And that'll wrap up your Good Old Time Racing Association. Race fans will see these great drivers out here just a little bit later on tonight. At our local track, they've always come to a lot of the other area tracks in the state of Nebraska. They even go over into the state of Iowa every now and then.
Well, pace car lights are off. We're going green, Ryan.
For the first time for tonight, your first of 5 A features to wrap up 2020 in style, set to go green, just as Jimmy said, this time by
Larry Therier, John Rath, that's your front row. Who will be the 2020 Abe Lincoln Memorial feature winner in the GOTRAs? We're going to find out soon. And Billy says, let's go racing!
The green flag is out, and we are underway. Looks like problems early on by Dennis Proskachil in the 2. Not able to get going here to the start. Hopefully he can get her under power and moving. Down the backstretch, your early leader is going to be the 34 of Larry Therier, the Kansas native. And now up into the second spot will be the 12 of Larry Proskachil.
Larry Therier, Larry Proskachil, Carol Adamy. Here comes Chris Levitsky. Moving on the outside of the 44 of Terry Price.
Good.
Then here comes the Pat. Oh, Scott, sorry, Ryan. Daryl Dorr moving up. Sorry.
Yeah, the 3 wide for the lead. How about early on? Now Carol Adamy going to take the lead on lap number 2. Proskachil to second. Track's still a little bit slippery right there, Jimmy, so everyone's just kind of tiptoeing around this bad boy, but it'll start to work in here towards the late stages of this one.
Carol Adamy, Larry Proskachil. Here comes Chris Levitsky, Daryl Dorr, Terry Price. Then you got the trigger, Jeff Triggs. Outside of here comes the 88 of Darren Adamy.
And now Levitsky now going to the outside. He'll move up into the second spot. Boy, it is dog eat dog behind him. Daryl Dorr trying to work around the outside of Proskachil. He'll move up into the third spot. Goes to 7-11. And now here comes that 88 of Darren Adamy working the top side in 3 and 4 as well. But coming off the corner, Carol Adamy still leading.
Carol Adamy, Chris Levitsky, Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy, Jeff Triggs, Bob Workmeister, Larry Proskachil, Terry Price, Jim Thompson, Pat Adamy, and then you got Larry Therier.
Tell you what, the 32W, Bob Workmeister starting to make his way through the pack. He is up just outside the top 5, but the battle right now for that second spot between Levitsky and Daryl Dorr. Daryl Dorr into that second spot, Levitsky to third, and now Carol Adamy has some company. Dorr kind of pushing him down the backstretch a little bit, going to the 3.
Carol Adamy, Daryl Dorr now taking out to look the inside. Levitsky tucked right behind him in that third spot. Daryl Dorr gets the lead out of 4.
Daryl Dorr, your new leader. And how about this, Jimmy? We're going to have to come to lap traffic here. The 2 of Dennis Proskachil still not quite under power like he was in the heat race as we've got contact down the backstretch. Adamy's going side by side and off the pace now is Levitsky.
Levitsky off the power as Daryl Dorr has the lead. Doug Adamy, Carol Adamy, here comes Bob Workmeister. Adamy tucked right behind Dennis Proskachil now in that 2 car. He's not going the same speed he was before.
Chris Levitsky off the speedway into the infield with a right rear flat tire. So Levitsky popping a right rear tire, and his night is done. But it's Daryl Dorr up front. Darren Adamy starting to reel him in that silver bullet. Gorgeous looking number 88 down the backstretch. We go for your top 2.
Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy now side by side in turn 3. Then it's Bob Workmeister and Jeff Triggs.
Good racing all the way through the field as Workmeister, we talked about him earlier, starting to make his way through the pack. He went from 5th, now up to 3rd. Now Jeff Triggs now looking at his inside. Here comes the 58. He started deep as well. Those two kind of split through traffic between multiple lanes. And now Carol Adamy's night is done. The 89 who was leading early in this one is now into the infield.
Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy, Jeff Triggs, Bob Workmeister. Then it is Terry Price, Pat Adamy, then Terry Price, Jim Thompson, Dennis Proskachil. Then you have Larry Therier and the 2 of, well, that's the 2 of Dennis Proskachil. Larry Proskachil ahead of him.
John Rath's going to go a lap down. So is Proskachil again. Dorr and Adamy, your 2 leaders, trying to get themselves around the lap traffic and into clean air down the backstretch. Dorr, Adamy, Triggs, and Workmeister. Top 4 cars making their way through 3 and 4. Good racing up front for your top 4 positions.
Daryl Dorr, Darren Adamy, Jeff Triggs, Bob Workmeister. Then they've broken away from the car of Pat Adamy and Jim Thompson.
And working off of turn number 4, Dorr continuing to click off the laps He'll now put the 34 of Larry Thierer a lap down. Dorr will have to look to the inside. Adamy working the top side. Dorr will get around the 34. Here comes a strong run down the backstretch for Adamy. He'll go top shelf at 3 and 4. We've got a side-by-side battle for the lead with your Good Old Time Racing Association. Now a big puff of smoke coming out of Adamy's car off of 4.
White flag's out, 1 lap to go. Daryl Dorr trying to hold off Darren Adamy. Jeff Triggs is right there with Bob Werkmeister. The final 2 corners. Who will be the 2020 Abe Lincoln Memorial Champion in the Good Old Time Racing Association? It will be the 7-Eleven of Daryl Dorr.
Boy, what a strong run by Adamy. Almost got there, but how about it? Daryl Dorr able to hold on. Adamy second, Jeff Triggs third, and Bob Werkmeister rounding out your top 4. So, we'll set it down to Charger Chassis Victory Lane here in just a few moments as Daryl Dorr will go to Charger Chassis Victory Lane. Owner and operator Bobby Lincoln going to go down and talk to him, I believe.
Down here in Charger Chassis Victory Lane, your Good Old Time Racing Association feature winner, Mr. Daryl Dorr. Come on over here, Daryl. Got a nice piece of hardware for you. It's always great when you guys get to come back here. You know, your slogan is turning the clock of racing back 1 lap at a time. Love it. Love you guys coming up. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you having us, Bobby. We really love this track. You know, it's kind of GOTRA's home track, and John Ferguson started it years ago, and we've had a real good relationship with this track, and I also want to mention remembering Abe. He was a good friend, and I'm proud to say that I got flipped off by him more than once.
Well, congratulations, Daryl. We got the beautiful ladies from T-Bone Truck Stop here to get a picture with you.